video, of course, dropping gems for entrepreneurs. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to Hustler's Ambition channel. This video is pretty much basically a couple of tips for running an e-commerce business, some things I've learned along the way that I'm going to share. This is part one, so stay tuned for part two. So pretty much what I'm basically going over is, okay, like I said, everything I learned. So one, if your sales are over 75,000, get an accountant or get on QuickBooks so that you can figure out how much you're going to owe the tax man at the end of the year. And also just so that you're just budgeting things and you're not just spending money just to spend it. Especially things can get crazy with Facebook ads, which I love, because I feel like Facebook ads are definitely worth it when it comes to promoting, unlike some of the blogs online. But with Facebook ads, it's like a guarantee sometimes. One thing I would say is your first year, reinvest all of your profits. Don't touch any of the money. Just keep reinvesting, keep reinvesting. By the end of the year, you're going to be like, well, sorry, I was about to curse. But by the end of the year, you're going to be like, okay, like this was definitely worth it. It was definitely worth it. But it's going to be hard at the same time. You got to be really disciplined. So I would say to make sure you have another job on the side that can pay your bills. Because you don't want that stress where, yeah, you want to have two incomes. So even if it's a part-time job, something that can pay your bills here and there, so you don't have to keep touching the money from your business. Like, that's always a plus. I would also talk about, how should I say this? Dealing with chargebacks and fraud can get crazy. I would say like in the early 2015, fraud and chargeback was like ridiculous. I mean, it still is now, but you can prevent it with different systems to flag the fraud when you get hit with fraud. Another thing is, like, if you pay attention real quick, Fashion Nova, the guy who runs Fashion Nova, yeah, it's the guy who's running that female clothing line. He has a whole department just for fraud and chargebacks. Like, that's all they do. And also he's hiring for fraud and chargeback department probably every week. Like, it's that bad, his fraud. So you can look it up, Google it, whatever you want to do. What I'm stating is facts. So as you grow, you want to make sure that you have systems in place before that fraud gets out of control. You want to make sure you also ship out on time, because this generation and this new world, they think everybody's Amazon. So if they don't get their orders within a certain time frame that you promised, or even if you promise 7 days and they don't get it within 2 days and they do a chargeback, it's just like, damn, like, I'm not Amazon. But they expect you to be like Amazon because that's just the new world. And this generation just doesn't care. They don't care what you got going on, and they don't care about your policy. So you definitely want to make sure that you got the shipping down pat, because that can definitely hurt you. One last thing, you want to make sure that you're promoting all the time. Don't ever go MIA. When you go MIA, sometimes social networks can they'll I don't want to say they're trying to teach you a lesson, but when you go MIA for a little while, you're not going to be on everybody's feed when it's time for you to come back. So I don't want to use the word shadow ban, because I don't know. That word is like, it can go so many different ways, especially with creatives, how they feel about that word, and Black creatives especially. But when you disappear from those platforms for a month or two, when you come back, you better come back 2 times harder, because if you come back regular, they're gonna treat your feed isn't gonna be this. I mean, everybody's feed looking at your content is not gonna be the same like how it should be. So always stay consistent no matter what. All right. So that's just about it, and make sure you stay tuned for part 2 with more tips on running your e-commerce business. Any questions you have, you guys, make sure you leave them below so that I can put them in part 2 for tips for e-commerce. I have a bunch, but I was just like, you know what, let me go ahead and film this video and drop a couple to get things started. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and send this video to another entrepreneur. And like I said, subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you get all the notifications for all these bomb videos on entrepreneurship and how just all my lessons learned will save you a lot of money. So you might as well subscribe. All right, thanks. I'll see you guys later.